Today I wanted to share a cemetery website that's been around for quite some time, but I just learned about it and I was real excited because it is called Names in Stone and it's about cemetery maps, which you're going to love. This can really help you in your research. So let me first tell you a little bit about them and how they're a little bit different than other cemetery websites. So they first tell you a little bit of story about one of their friends that went to a cemetery in Alabama. And on their way to the cemetery, they found a small cemetery and they felt like they should stop and look in the cemetery. And it actually had a husband and wife that they had been looking for, doing a little research on. And right next to that husband and wife was a little child that had died young. And they were so excited because they didn't know anything about this little child. And so let me tell you why this Names in Stone is different. And first off is because of their dynamic maps. As you know, most cemetery websites, they just post an alphabetical listing of burials. And Names in Stone allows a visitor to search an alphabetical listing of multiple cemeteries and, big and here, view the actual grave location on an interactive map, almost like you're there. And this is awesome, and I'll show you why in a minute. The second thing is that they feel like they're different because of dynamic data. So they say current up-to-date data enhances the research experience. And they say how most cemetery sites provide a snapshot of deceased information as of a given date and rarely updated with new information. Now, this was done in about 2010, and Find a Grave actually does allow you to update their website. But the thing that's a little bit different about Names in Stone is they actually give participating cemeteries access to change and make changes on the website too. So I don't know that Find a Grave is that way, but that's interesting that the cemeteries can actually go on and make changes. So let's go do a search. Let's go back to the home page. There are different ways you can search here by name, by cemetery. Here's more information on cemetery, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's go ahead and search for my grandmother, Hulda Bergquist. I know she's buried in the Salt Lake City Cemetery, but I'm going to go ahead and do a search because it actually found her that way. So here is her information, Hulda, and really it's Engel, E-N-G-E-L, Bergquist. And it says her birth was 1/16/1895 in Zurich, Switzerland. And a lot of times you don't get this. I think this came just from the burial records. And then her death, she lived to be 102 in West Valley City. And so if you want over here up above her name, you can click more details. And this will actually tell you the grave location, the burial date, and then this is actually the city cemetery and how, driving directions and how you can contact them. So that's nice to have that information there. And then here's my favorite thing. Here you can actually go see the map of the grave. And so I totally love this because you can see who is around her. And oftentimes there's going to be some relatives around there, and you may and may not have that information. So this is her grave site where she's at. So it's nice they put it in red with lots of stars around. And then this is her husband. And then if you come down, when I saw this last name Medley, her sister married a Medley. So I have a feeling that this is related to her sister. So let me go back up. You can actually zoom out or in. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Then you can use this to toggle around this other area. So yeah, when I zoomed out, I can see this is hard for you to see this, I know, but this is one of her sister's sons. And then this is her sister right here. Her married name was Medley. And then this is her sister's husband. And then there's also some other Medleys around, which I haven't really worked on the Medley line, but it'd be interesting to go and see if I've got all those names. So that is awesome be able to see who's next and around where they're where they're buried, because oftentimes it is relatives. You can click there for the cemetery information, and it shows about where hers is located. I've been to that several times. There's the deceased page, shows, oh, it shows that this is the managed cemetery record. So this is actually the information managed and uploaded by the cemetery office. So that's awesome. They put in, because they put in the birth and death. I mean, where, a lot of times you don't get that. And then the community record would be if I were to go in and put some information in there. So that's awesome that they have the cemeteries actually putting what records they have. And that could change, that could be updated. So under cemeteries, you can actually, you have an opportunity to go and map a cemetery. So if you find a little cemetery and you want to go map it, you can do that. You can also volunteer for a cemetery, and this would actually be a great project, as said, for genealogists, Boy Scouts, and families. It would be a fun thing to do, to go and actually map it out and really help people be able to find more ancestors. There's also you can become a member. You can get quite a bit for free. There's a free limited membership. There's a $20 annual membership, which just gets you a standard membership, or you can pay $5 a month. And so it's nice they have this little table where you can see what you get for free and the standard. And then down here at the bottom is you actually get research assistant benefits. So in the standard membership plan, if you want to do that. So you can look over there and check that out and see if that's something that would interest you. Oh, and one other thing I wanted to show you, if you go back to the home page, there is, I was wondering how current this website is and what they're doing. And so right here it says recent updates, and it goes through, like, here's American Fork Cemetery on November 13th of 2015, and today is November 15th. So this is an active site, and people are still working on it and putting information up. So I would just encourage you to go check this out and see if you can find some of your ancestors, and let me know. And have a great day.